Hello, I'm gonna tell you about my expedition Beautiful World, Sustainable Social from the Netherlands to Pakistan. There are still climate problems like melting ice caps. Governments tried to solve this, but started with solar fields and electric vehicles. But these conquer with fields for sustainable food production and cause problems on the grid. So I want to show solutions for this all and inspire you for more sustainable and social life. Come with me to see water heat pump with PVT solar panel source, which uses 30% less electricity than common known air water heat pump with ventilator source. I show circular agriculture and reforestating deserts. And in Pakistan, I saw man-made ice towers to minimize floods, sea level rising all over the world. I drove 24,000 kilometers from the Netherlands through mud, mountains and desert to the world's second highest mountains in Pakistan. There I climbed for 12 days over 120 kilometer glaciers to 5,000 meter height to the base camp of K2. We all have to eat, so solar panels on fields is not good. If we want sustainable produced food, it should be more extensivated, and the farmers need all the actual fields to produce our food. If we install water heat pumps with PVT solar panel source on buildings instead of air water heat pump, we use 30% less electricity, so 50% less solar fields are needed, and also the grid will less be necessary. I will explain that later. There are a lot of alpinists who are working on stopping climate change. They do expeditions to attract attention, to research glaciers and to show solutions. In a lot of countries it's very dry in summer because of climate change. Here we stand in the dry bed of a river in the mountains of Albania, where normally there's a lot of water. But they have interesting food production, with animals who stroll around, and the local people bring the products to the cities. In Turkey and Iran there are beautiful deserts. Some of them are reforested for food and biodiversity. In Pakistan, locals bring meltwater from glaciers via tubes up the glacier again, where it freezes to ice towers. Deels helps to reduce floods and minimize sea level rising all over the world. Hello, I'm Ad van Dortmont. I'm on my expedition Beautiful World, Sustainable and Social Projects from the Netherlands to Pakistan. I learned a lot about all the countries I visited, and I made a plan for the Netherlands. So I hope some other countries also make plans and we all leave the bed and go on with sustainable and social projects. These projects of my expedition I'm gonna show you. We start in the Netherlands and finish in Pakistan. Welkom bij mijn duurzame huis. Het ging allemaal om de ijsbeer, waarvan het leefgebied aan het smelten was. Maar het gaat ook om dat onze akkers steeds voller raken met zonnepanelen, terwijl we daar eigenlijk voedsel willen produceren. De voedselproductie komt in de knel. Daarom hebben wij ons huis verduurzaamd. Dit huis gebruikte voorheen 1500 kubieke meter gas en 1000 kilowattuur aan stroom. En we zijn nu energie-neutraal doordat we een water-water-warmtepomp hebben geïnstalleerd. Die ziet u hier. Een water-water-warmtepomp verbruikt 30% minder stroom dan een lucht-water-warmtepomp. Dat heeft Instituut Gelijkwaardigheidsverklaringen uitgevogeld. En de bron voor deze water-water-warmtepomp is niet geothermie, niet de bodem in, maar deze PVT-zonpanelenbron. Onder het stroomgedeelte zitten radiatoren waarlangs lucht stroomt, waardoor glycol warmte kan opnemen. Het glycol gaat door deze buis en de buizen gaan dus naar de water-water-warmtepomp in de woning daar. Ik leg dat graag uit aan de hand van dit soort schema's. Hier ziet u de werking van een water-water-warmtepomp, gewoon met radiatoren. En we willen dus niet een lucht-water-warmtepomp met een ventilator-luchtbron, omdat die veel te veel stroom verbruikt. Als we meer water-water-warmtepomp zouden doen, hebben we minder zonstroomakkers nodig. En u heeft de laagste totaalkosten met een PVT-installatie. Kortom, gas besparen met PVT-zonpanelenbron voor een water-water-warmtepomp, waardoor we heel Nederland fijner kunnen inrichten. Hier nog een keer de PVT-zonpanelenbron met de radiateur achter het stroomgedeelte. Dit kan ook in water worden gehangen en door boeren in mest, waar allemaal warmte geoogst kan worden.
Dit is de heer Ad van Dortmont en hij spreekt in over de transitievisie warmte en PVT-panelen.
I present my planned sustainable social, which I made with farmers, consumers and scientists, at local festivals, congresses and governments for city, county and country. They are taking over some points into their policy, but not enough and not fast enough. The heart of my plan is water heat pump with PVT solar panel source, because with that system on buildings we need less grid improvement and 50% less solar fields and wind turbines on land. So with more PVT on buildings, all the actual agricultural land can be kept to farmers to produce food in a more extensivated circular way. For vegan you need more fields per kilogram food than for meat. The farmland is also necessary for tree walls, from which we can harvest wood chips for new wood chip buildings.
Eigenlijk zegt u tegen ons dat we op het verkeerde spoor zitten volledig.
Nou, ik ben blij dat u het woord spoor noemt, want inderdaad, in sporen kun je wissels inbouwen. Ik heb zelf bij de ministeries gewerkt, ik heb zelf bij provincies gewerkt en inderdaad, we zetten soms een bepaald spoor in met z'n allen. En daar volgen nu die zonstroomakkers uit, waar heel veel protest tegen komt. Nou, dan ga ik kijken, waar is het misgegaan en hoe kunnen we dat oplossen? En ja, als je dan inderdaad wissels inbouwt en niet in een warmtevisie inzet op ongeveer 80% bodembronnen, waardoor je dus allerlei problemen gaat creëren en de rest maar een beetje met lucht-water-warmtepompen gaat doen, ja, dan zit je inderdaad op een verkeerd spoor en dan kun je nu nog een wissel inbouwen, ja.
Ik zal het kort houden, want het staat eigenlijk allemaal op de pagina. Het klinkt vreemd, ik ben er zelf ook elke keer weer verbaasd van, maar er is dus een andere warmtepomp dan die onze ministers steeds op plaatjes laten zien. Die krijgt van diezelfde ministers meer subsidie. Dat is een water-water-warmtepomp. Dus niet een lucht-water-warmtepomp zoals de vorige deputeerde Jan van der Meer had. Ik heb hem hier weggepoetst. Ik wist niet dat hij zou vertrekken, maar ik vond zo'n toestand. Geen lucht-water-warmtepompen dus meer, maar een water-water-warmtepomp met een PVT-zonpanelenbron op het dak. Die ziet u hier, die zit u hiervoor staan, die haalt warmte uit lucht en die verbruikt 30% minder stroom. Als we met z'n allen 30% minder stroom zouden verbruiken, hebben wij 50% minder zonakkers nodig.
Via de beat. It's cold in the street.
Ad Dortmont rijdt in een Land Rover. Je zou denken dat dit niet duurzaam is, maar Ad denkt daar anders over.
Want een Land Rover is eigenlijk een circulair project op zich, zou je bijna kunnen zeggen. Dit model is gemaakt ontworpen in 1985. Sindsdien zijn er nauwelijks veranderingen aangebracht in koplampen of bumpers en zo, wat andere auto's heel vaak doen. Dus dat is al heel duurzaam. Dus je kunt de onderdelen uitwisselen. Er zit een veel schonere motor in inmiddels. En ik rij zelf dan op fossielvrije blauwe diesel, wat gemaakt is van resten van industrie en horeca. Ze noemen het dan fossielvrij, omdat anders die resten zouden worden verbrand. Dus daarmee is het dan inderdaad meer klimaatneutraal. En het is schoner dan benzine, biogas en het huidig grijs elektrisch rijden.
In the Netherlands, county of Gelderland, on horticulture de Lijsterbes, horticulture and farm shop Berg, dairy farm and mini camping de Hoge Hof, and daycare and ice farm Fox Hill, the farmers combine circular production of vegetables, dairy and ice with daycare for older people, tourism and biodiversity. Gelderland has beautiful landscapes, with hills made by glaciers 150,000 years ago and very fertile soils. In 1992, the Ministry of Housing, Spatial Planning and Environment of the Netherlands, where I worked, made a plan for the Netherlands with integration of housing, agriculture and environment, called VINEX. Projects with farmers and consumers were to improve complete catchment areas of prior brooks. In this way of prioritizing money of the government and effort of farmers, sewage board, water board, local government, we reached more goals than when the money was divided over all the areas. The prior water-based areas are brown with green spots on the map of Brabant. Results are sustainable produced food, like wheat and vegetables at Hoefkens and Langeboomseweg. In the 90s it was hard for farmers to sell bio and vegan food to supermarkets, and consumers didn't buy it so much. Nowadays it goes better, but supermarkets should stop importing cheap food from abroad and pay farmers of their own country a fair price. Other results are also loads of biodiversity around Hoge Gaam, Tovensebeek, Antonisbos, Esperloop, etc.
I would like to show you some beautiful scenery. And listen to what you hear. You hear nothing. You hear my shoes. And what we got here? What's this? What would this be? It's a kind of Land Rover.
And the wind blows chilly weather. I've got a black stone in my head. In my head. In my head. Final chance to see Diana.
Mountaineers and farmers like Reinhold Messner, Stefano Erdito and others did a lot for sustainability and social strength on the world. Already in the 80s, they did expeditions on the roof of the world without oxygen to get attention for protection of ecosystems and the glaciers as important part of the climate system. Me and my kids are trying to go on with this and also try to realize ice towers in Europe, like the local Pakistani do in the Himalayas.
In my head. Black stone. Black stone. Black stone. Black stone. On the road with Jill and Hannah. Black stone. I've got a black stone in my head. Black stone. And the wind blows chilly weather. Black stone.
After war and earthquakes on the Balkan, local organizations like Dobro Drobin Dodo rebuilt houses and food production in a balance with the earth. Tourism is booming now, and hopefully this goes in a sustainable way as well. So ask for that if you go there. In Albania Teti National Park and Kouami Valley, you can find a lot of biodiversity and organic food production, without fertilizer and circular. Traders bring the food to the cities, where friendly people help you in shops, bars and restaurants. So supermarkets do not influence what farmers produce and do not earn a lot of money on trading food like in Western Europe.
In Albania, it can be very dry these days because of climate change. So rivers don't run water and farmer fields suffer. But still, these Balkan countries do not import a lot of food and have not a food problem like Western countries. It's a lovely country to travel, and people are very friendly, helpful, and run shops and businesses.
In Turkey, local people also build sustainable houses, circular food production and biodiversity. For example, reforestation of a desert by Intelligent Living Group Mr. Hikmet Kaya. Also here, please ask for sustainable tourism like cooling and heating and hot shower with power-efficient water-water heat pump and silent PVT solar panel source and local food. In the harsh areas of Iran, people live in a circular way since the Silk routes. The landscape is wide and remote, and still plants and animals are living here. It is beautiful and amazing. The Karakoram Mountains in Pakistan are second highest in the world, up to 8,611 meters. I walked and climbed 120 kilometers and slept at minus 15 degrees over the Beltoro Glacier to K2 base camp at 5,000 meters. This was exhausting, but a beautiful trip.
Alpine glaciers may seem immense, but they're dwarfed by those in the great ranges that divide the Indian subcontinent from Tibet. This is the boulder-strewn snout of the giant Baltoro Glacier in the Karakoram Mountains of Pakistan. It's the biggest mountain glacier on Earth, 43 miles long and over 3 miles wide. This huge ice-filled valley is so large it's clearly visible from space.
Ja, jo är det Baltoro. Baltoro chulo rabben onet gas shen gama ingresbana. Oh, well done guys. Well done. Oh my gosh.
K2 area is really heavy alpine terrain, and you need a guide and porters via companies like Nunatak Netherlands, Mashilu Trekking Tours Pakistan or others. We discuss global warming, melting glaciers, water shortage and flooding, which damage bridges and villages and rises the sea level. In the third ice pool on the world, Iqbal Zubdafi and his villagers of Bari solve this with storing meltwater in man-made ice towers. They put tubes in the meltwater rivers and lead them up the glaciers. Via a pole with sprinkler, the meltwater goes into small drops which freezes into ice towers. These do not melt in summer, so the glaciers are growing again. The University of Baltistan Skardu and Center for Climate Research researched this to increase ice towers to more glaciers. In Europe, I try to realize them as well.
It's cold in the street. Noise there in the street. Right around me in the street. People avoid what beggars need. Around me in the street. People avoid what beggars need. Freaks in the house, freaks in the house. Jumping all night long. Freaks in the house, freaks in the house. Jumping, jumping.
% of the global warming is caused by heating and cooling our houses and offices, and industry causes 30%. So we should stop burning gas and wood for this, and that's best possible with water heat pump and PVT solar panel source. These water heat pumps and PVT panels use less energy than the common known air water heat pumps with air ventilator source and PV solar panels. So with PVT systems we should have less problems on the power grid, and we should use less solar panel fields. And this is important because all the fields we need to produce sustainable food in a more extensivated circular agriculture.
In the whole world, Ad van Dortmund is visiting consumers, companies, governments, congresses and festivals to promote planned sustainable social, power-efficient water heat pump with silent PVT solar panel source, circular farmers, houses made of wood chips from nature management, and man-made ice tower to lower floods and sea level rising. You can like my posts on media and join in to tell about these beautiful solutions for big actual problems.